Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning to our guest speakers from California. We're happy to see so many and the great interest of US, in particular California. My name is Karen Gert Nielsen. I'm the Managing Director for Visit California here at Atlantic Link in the Nordic region. So we have today our guest speakers from Napa Valley, Lake Tahoe, and Red and White Fleet in San Francisco. We're so fortunate to have our partners with us here today to give you their in-person presentation and view of the destination and the product offering. So bear with them. It's early. It's 7 a.m. on the West Coast. So welcome, everyone. But before, next slide. I'll hand it over to our guest speakers. A few housekeeping notes. All is automatically muted, and please type in your questions in the Q&A. We will take the questions at the end of the webinar, so we have our guest speakers. They can respond directly to your great questions. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. And the webinar will be recorded. Those that's not able to join us here today will get the chance tomorrow or another day to and will receive a link on the follow-up email tomorrow. So before we dive into the presentations, here's the agenda. I will introduce you to Visit Napa, that's Victoria, Visit Lake Tahoe with Juri, and Red and White Fleet with Jody. But let's roll our new Visit California campaign video. There's no sound. Okay, we might roll it again because it has no sound on. That's technical issues. Still no sound. All righty, let's move on, and then we'll definitely show you the new campaign video, which is named Up Around the Bends, and it's super nice music behind it. So let's move on, Vibe, to the first presenter. So the first one up will be Victoria, who will share her screen and give you some insights about Napa Valley.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Victoria Riazzi with Visit Napa Valley. I work with business development, which means I partner with many of our local businesses and can share a little bit about them with you today. Next. I have a short video here, but we don't need to watch it because I don't think there'll be sound on this one either, and that might be kind of boring for everyone. So Visit Napa Valley is the official destination marketing organization, or CVB, or tourism board, as you might know this. We are here as a resource to you to make sure that anyone or yourself, when they come to Napa, has a wonderful time, gets fitted at the right hotel, the right restaurant, the right wineries, and the right activities. So really a resource to you and here to be helpful. Next. We do boast many, many wineries, over 400 different options, and they range from small, family-owned, where it feels like you're doing a tasting in someone's living room, to larger, state-of-the-art facilities that are known around the world. We are located north of San Francisco by about an hour and a half, depending on traffic. We're also accessible from Sacramento and Oakland airports. There's also a small regional airport in Santa Rosa and a private airport in Napa, about 15 minutes from the downtown area. So we're easily accessible from many different areas. And if you're coming for a road trip of California, the drive here is gorgeous, we assure you, and want to make sure that you stop and see the Golden Gate Bridge on your way here. But when you get here, the view completely changes and it's beautiful in its own way. We boast more than 150 restaurants, more Michelin stars per capita than any other region in Northern America, and the full range of accommodations options. We have small boutique lodging options all the way up to your 5-star resorts and everything in between. And we really want to welcome you here. So let's get into a little bit more of what we have to offer. Next. Sustainability is really important to us. We are a farming region. We are here to grow the grapes. And so we are stewards of the land first and foremost. And we want to make sure that it stays as beautiful and healthy as it always has been. And so many of the initiatives that we take to keep Napa Valley green play into the wonderful hospitality that you get and make sure that if you come now or if you come in 20 years, it will still be gorgeous. Next. So let's talk a little bit about the accommodations. Like I mentioned, we do have these small kind of bed and breakfast-esque offerings that range from 3 to 15 rooms. They're very quaint and they all have different aesthetics and different feels to them. And then all the way up to your more full service resorts with spas and restaurants on site. Many of them have sports like tennis or golf or bocce ball. And so there's plenty to do no matter where you stay. We do really pride ourselves on making sure that wellness is a cornerstone in most of our lodging options. So you'll find plenty to see and do, but also plenty of ways to relax and rejuvenate in whatever way that means to you. So whether it's by being active and riding bikes, like you see here in this photo, that most of the hotels provide complimentary to their guests to ride around the town that they're located in, or whether it be a facial at the spa, we have you covered. And then the culinary scene that we'll talk about, a lot of that can be found on site at the hotels as well. Next. The boutique inns, like I said, range from, as you can see in these photos, there's historic buildings, a lot of Victorian homes converted into boutique inns, and they're located all up and down the valley. So the best bet is to email me and find out which one might be the right fit for you or your clients, because they're all so different and there's so many to choose from. Next. World-class dining. We are very prideful of the fact that we have 2 campuses of the Culinary Institute of America, which means that we are supplied with a pretty much never-ending generation of chefs and people who are excited about getting to use all of the wonderful fresh ingredients that we have access to here in California. And they're more than happy to get creative and show you the ropes. So there is so many options from steakhouses to sushi to Thai food, and it's all done in the Napa Valley way with local fresh ingredients. So that's what we really pride ourselves on. Next. Tourism experiences. The culinary aspect of things comes into play here because a culinary class is the perfect way to do something hands-on. It's a bonding experience. It gives you something to take home and enjoy with your friends and family after the trip is over. And you can really immerse yourself in the culture and see what's fresh and in season at the time that you're here and feel like you're really a part of the place, which is what we want. We want you to feel at home here. There are other tourism experiences as well, activities like bike riding or hiking, horse riding is very fun. And then you have all the way to wine blending and making your own bottle of wine, also to take home and share with your friends and family if you so please, or you could keep it for yourself as well. But always something to do. And again, you just have to email me and I'll tell you what might be the best fit for you or your client. Next. Wineries. So, like I said earlier, you have a never ending selection. And again, please email me. I don't think I could say that enough. I really want to make sure that we can review your client's bio or personality and get to know them and pick what wineries might be the best fit for them. So you have options like family owned, smaller spaces. And if you have a specific preference in what kind of wine you like, such as Cabernet Sauvignon, I can tell you which wineries might be a good fit for that. There are also wineries that feature art installations, indoor and outdoor sculpture, paint, photography, all of the above. Wineries that offer culinary classes and horseback riding on site, so you can do that in conjunction with your wine tastings. Wineries that offer food pairings. It goes on and on. So we can always chat about what might be the best fit. Next. Outdoor adventures are great. The Napa Valley gets over 250 days per year of sunshine. And what that means is that you get to be outside in a great Mediterranean climate pretty much all year round. So the options are endless. People love the wine train. It is a great experience and a great way to enjoy the views of the valley. My personal favorite are the hot air balloon rides. They are stunning. That is a very early morning activity, though, and obviously you can't be afraid of heights. So, for those that prefer to stay on the ground, biking and hiking is always a lovely option and another great way to see the views. Next. Most people don't know that the Napa Valley was actually known for wellness before it was known for wine. We have natural volcanic ash and mineral waters that occur at the very top of the valley in Calistoga. And there were people coming here in horse and carriage to enjoy the fruits of that wellness and to rejuvenate themselves after being ill or just as a luxurious experience back in the 1800s. And we've kept that going. We really appreciate that access to these natural minerals and things that can really play into how well we can make everyone feel while they're here. So, whether that means being active, playing tennis, golf, or going hiking, or that means a complimentary yoga class at the hotel in the morning to get your day started, or a massage or facial, there is something for you. Next. So I do have some resources for you. You can use these QR codes to access information on the different towns in the Napa Valley and their unique personalities, the different winery options, and our Michelin-rated restaurants. We also have a full travel trade planning toolkit on our website that has much more than this and can help you. There's even quizzes to find your winery personality, sample itineraries, and different things that you can use to make sure that you have the access and the knowledge. We also have a Napa Valley training certification that is linked on our website as well. And that takes about 10 minutes to complete, but it can give you a good understanding of the weather patterns and the ways about the valley, transportation, and just how you might be able to get your clients around best. Next. So this is me and my contact information. Please don't hesitate to email me. It's Victoria at Visit Napa Valley. I can't wait to hear from you. And next up, we have our representative from Visit Lake Tahoe.
Thank you, Victoria, for introduction. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna start my presentation. Alrighty. So, welcome to the presentation about beautiful Lake Tahoe. Maybe not all of you know where Lake Tahoe is, but let me highlight it on a map for you. So Lake Tahoe is located in Northern California. The closest gateway airport will be San Francisco, which is approximately a 4-hour drive or 320-kilometer drive. Lake Tahoe is a very good stop on any fly drive itinerary through California or through West Coast in general. So the second closest airport will be Reno, which is approximately 1-hour drive or 60 kilometers away. Once you look at Los Angeles, that's the furthest gateway, and that's close to 8-hour drive to Lake Tahoe and 710 kilometers, I believe, when you drive directly from Los Angeles. But what we're gonna talk about is the south shore of Lake Tahoe, because Lake Tahoe on its own, it's fairly large. Is the second deepest lake in the United States. The deepest point is 501 meters, and the lake is on the elevation itself. It's in a mountains, Sierra Nevadas. The elevation is 1,897 meters, and the mountains around the lake goes up to almost 3,000 meters, just so you understand. Also, lake is very pristine and very pure. It's 0.0094% pure, which is very close to being drinkable. So that's another fun fact. The shoreline of the lake itself, it's 116 kilometers. So it takes a while to drive around the lake on its own. And just to show you a couple of itineraries, how you can include Lake Tahoe. This is my most favorite California itinerary that starts in San Francisco, goes to Napa and Sonoma wine areas, goes to Lake Tahoe, and then visits Yosemite, Mammoth, Death Valley National Park, and then go down to Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, including Palm Springs, Santa Monica, and Santa Barbara. This itinerary I like to share with everyone. This is a 14-day itinerary. Of course, you can either shorten it or make it even longer to add areas around. And sometimes you can always include a drive back around the coast all the way to San Francisco, which adds another few days if needed. You can always include Lake Tahoe in many, many itineraries. All the itineraries that I'm sharing with you, you can find on our website, visit laketahoe.com, and I'm going to share the link to it or QR code to it at the end of the presentation as well. But Lake Tahoe, it's a very good spot, at least for 1 or 2 nights when you're planning any fly drive or any road trips to California. Sharing those 2 short ones here, those are usually 7 days. Upstate California or Northern California loop, where you can include Lake Tahoe and visit multiple important spots. Wine country is always important stop on any itinerary. And let me tell you a little bit about lodging in Lake Tahoe. We have a variety of lodging options, from beachside resorts through private homes, to boutique hotels, to, for example, we have a Margaritaville Resorts, which is all-suite resort located downtown, very close to the beach as well, but has 400 all-suite rooms, which means you have your own living room and you have your own bedroom as well. For example, this one is called Lakeshore Lodge. All the rooms have a lake view. So there is no bedrooms at the property. Also, they do have a private beach. So no one except the hotel guests has access to the beach as well. They also have a pool. But you have a smaller properties. For example, we have Hotel Beckett, which is Best Western brand, or we have The Landing, which is right across the street from the beach. This is more on a boutique side. To highlight new additions, they didn't happen recently, but in the last couple of years, we have a small micro resort called Desolation Hotel. They only have 20 rooms, but as you can see, each room is a multi-story with a garage. So it's perfect when you are, driving through California. You can park your car and you can enjoy your own private, like apartment type of the style of the room. Majority of those rooms have a very unique feature. They have a Japanese soaking tubs on their balconies. You have your privacy there as well. You can see there is a privacy for the tub, but that's a unique feature that none of the hotels have. These hotels also have a restaurant on property called Maggie's, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they also have a pool and a fitness center as well. They are also centrally located. This is one of our newest additions. And the second one will be Hampton Inn and Suites, which is, of course, the Hilton family, easily accessible through all the channels. They have 120 rooms, and they're also centrally located. They include breakfast in all the room rates, and they also have a small restaurant on the property that doesn't belong to the hotel, but it's easily accessible as well. And moving on to the activities, there is so much to do in Lake Tahoe, from mountain biking to boating to kayaking, hiking, multiple cruises, parasailing, jet skis, uh, guided tours, either if it's hiking or mountain biking tours. There is so much to do, specifically in the summer, but also in a spring and fall. A lot of the activities in Lake Tahoe start early and they go late in the fall, all the way sometimes through end of October. Some of them depends on the weather. If we get snow, because we are in the mountains, we do get snow in the winter. Uh, they can be available also in the first 2 weeks of November. Specifically, the mountain biking is very popular, and we have a plenty of trails. Also, from a hiking perspective, we have, I want to say, close to 600 kilometers of hiking trails around Lake Tahoe. To point out some few interesting activities, this company started as a kayak tours, but it expanded into the guided kayak tours. And now what they are doing, as you can see, they will put you on a pontoon boat with all the kayaks. As you can see, all those kayaks are transparent, and they will take you to the remote area that is not really accessible by foot. So you have the private experience of kayaking in all kinds of secluded bays of Lake Tahoe. You can see the water is pristine, and on some occasions you can see almost down to like 50 meters down because of the purity of the lake. So this is a very fun activity. They do operate on daily basis in the summer, specifically from end of May all the way through to October. It's also weather dependent because if it's windy, it's not a fun experience. But they not only have that, they call it Clearly Explorer Tour, they have a guided kayak tours in multiple locations around the lake. So no matter if you're staying in the south or north, they always have a location for you where you can actually secure yourself a kayak tour. They also do mountain bike rentals or bike rentals, and they do mountain biking tours. And in the winter, they shift to different type of winter activity tours. The second one I would like to point out, and this is the only kind of activity in the world. It is a hot air balloon ride. Hot air balloon, it's not unique itself. You can find this activity anywhere in the world. This activity actually takes off from the boat on the lake and lands on the boat on the lake. So when you secure this or book this activity, you will be hopping on a pontoon boat. They will take you on the lake. They will inflate the balloon, and you will take off from that pontoon boat. You will go up to the elevation, I want to say additional, I'm going to say in a feet, 1,000 feet up, where you can see the whole lake and surrounding mountains, and they will land back on a pontoon boat, which is the very good coordination of the balloon pilot and a boat pilot. So this activity, and we did a research, you cannot find anywhere else except in Lake Tahoe. They do operate only from end of May through early weeks of October. So this one is seasonal activity. And let's talk about other things in Lake Tahoe. So of course, in the summer, we have a multiple concert series. Yesterday, there was a Dave Matthews Band. Not sure if you are familiar with that, but it's a popular band. It was a lot of fun. We have multiple venues around the lake, so it's a nice enhancement when you have a guest visiting our destination. We have a lot of free concerts, free music around the town. There is always, every single day of the summer, you can find a live music somewhere. For example, this one is our every Thursday in the summer. It's a free live at Lakeview, and it's actually music on the beach. And of course, we have a very popular dining in our town. We have some celebrity chefs, they have their own restaurants, and we have a lot of good shopping. You can see this is just a picture of one of our gift shops that we have in town. So, and let's not forget to mention winter. So, as we are in the mountains, we are also a winter destination. We have three ski resorts at the South Shore. Two of them are operated by Whale. So, Heavenly Mountain Resort and Kirkwood Mountain Resort are operated by Whale. And then we have Sierra at Tahoe, which is a small private ski resort as well. Of course, the Whale resorts are being uh, utilizing the Epic Pass. At Sierra at Tahoe is utilizing Icon. They're Icon partner. They are not Icon owned, so there are some restrictions. But on top of skiing, we do have other winter activities: snowmobiling, sledding, sleigh rides, and our ski lift, which is Heavenly Gondola, does start downtown. So when you're staying in the downtown area in any of those hotels, you have easy access to the gondola that will take you on the top of the mountain for skiing. So, but I understand that skiing is not, or winter is not very popular, as everything is easily accessible in Europe. So, and that's all I have to say today to you guys. You have a QR code here to our website, visitlaketahoe.com. And the second QR code is for my contact information. And of course, Karin will be sharing all our contact information at the end of the presentation. So thank you very much. And let me go ahead and introduce you to Jody from Red White Fleet.
Thank you, Uri. Oh, good afternoon. My name is Jody Cumming, and I am with the Red and White Fleet in San Francisco. So just wanted to kind of start, as you know, everyone else was saying, just to give you an idea of, this is weird, of where we are located within San Francisco. We are part of Fisherman's Wharf, so we are the northernmost point of San Francisco. And as you can see, you know, San Francisco has so much to offer from, you know, each individual neighborhood has its own personality. So you may find dumplings in Chinatown, to the zoo out in the Sunset, to Treasure Island, which is one of the newest areas of San Francisco that's being redeveloped. So there's a lot to offer within the city. Like this. Sorry, let me just change this. This just gives you an idea of our location. So we are located directly across the street from the historic, iconic Fisherman's Wharf crab wheel. Just steps away from it. So this is actually the corner of Taylor and Jefferson, right in the heart of Fisherman's Wharf. So we're easily accessible via public transportation, such as the F line, which runs down the Embarcadero from the BART station, and also from the downtown hotels. So very easily accessible. And just to give you a little background, so our story started way back in 1892. So we are family owned and operated. We are currently operated by the fourth generation of family. And basically our tours started during the gold rush. So during the gold rush, our original owner had the idea, you know, all these tall ships were coming into San Francisco Bay. So he had the idea to get a rowboat, a newspaper, and a bottle of whiskey. And he rowed out to these boats and basically offered the captains of the boats transportation to San Francisco. So that's really where our story started. Then come to the Pan-Pacific Exposition is when we truly started the harbor tours. So these are just some of our historic photos that we have. The Harbor Queen is actually still in service. The outside of a steel boat lasts forever as long as it's kept up nicely, which we have kept her in good shape. We always change out the engine, so the inside is very different than what it was then, but she's still a workhorse of our fleet. So we have 3 core products. So our main product is really the Golden Gate Bay Cruise. We are the original operator of the Golden Gate Bay Cruise. It's a 1-hour bay cruise out under the Golden Gate Bridge around Alcatraz. It really is the classic tour to take when you're visiting San Francisco. Seeing San Francisco from the bay is a completely different experience. Sailing under the Golden Gate Bridge and feeling the massiveness of the bridge is really a once in a lifetime opportunity. So we love providing that to our guests. Our next tour is called the San Francisco Bridge to Bridge Cruise. This is a 90-minute tour, and it encompasses more of the San Francisco waterfront. And the San Francisco Bay Bridge, which connects us to Treasure Island. You can see Treasure Island way over here in the distance. But this cruise definitely gives you a more encompassing view of San Francisco. You still get to go underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, but you also get to go under the Bay Bridge and around Alcatraz Island. So it's 90 minutes, so just a little addition to our Golden Gate Bay Cruise. And then finally, we have a California Sunset / City Lights Cruise. So in the summertime, we call it our California Sunset Cruise. In the wintertime, because it gets dark so much earlier, we transition to a City Lights Cruise. So ideally, it's the same cruise, but the timing of the day is just a little different. And in the winter, you don't necessarily see a sunset, so that's why we rebranded it. But this is a 2-hour cruise, completely different vibe than the other 2. I forgot to add that the other 2 do have audio narration, so you do get to learn about the city, the history, fun tidbits of, things that happened at Alcatraz or Sausalito, Tiburon, Angel Island. You get to learn a lot about San Francisco. And that's available in 16 different languages, which is also nice. But the Sunset Cruise and the City Lights Cruise is not narrated. So we do have some tidbits that we will play throughout the cruise, just because people do want to learn, but it's really just a time to sit back, grab a beer, grab a glass of wine, and enjoy the sun setting behind the Golden Gate Bridge. If I didn't mention, this is a 2-hour cruise. We play pre-recorded music, so it's just a really nice way to close out your day and your visit to San Francisco. This just gives you an idea of the routes. As I mentioned, the red route is the Golden Gate Bay Cruise. The green route is the Bridge to Bridge, and then the Sunset Cruise is the blue route. The Sunset Cruise typically goes into Richardson Bay, which is way up here near Sausalito and Tiburon. So you do get to see the historic houseboats and areas, things that are up in the Sausalito area. It's always nice and calm up there. So, if we have any wind issues, we definitely will go to that area. But for the most part, San Francisco Bay is pretty calm year round. The most we have is our fog, which makes it part of the experience. People definitely get a little worried sometimes when they see fog around the bridge, but to me, that is part of San Francisco. And you still can go under the bridge, you can still see it, and you can still feel the mist of the fog. It's definitely an experience. And then sustainability. As Victoria mentioned about Napa, we are also very, very aware of sustainability and are stewards of the Bay. So back in 2018, we launched a hybrid electric boat. This was the first lithium-ion battery-powered boat in the United States. I know back in the Nordics, you guys are on board with this already. So this was quite a big deal. We run her quite frequently. She is fantastic. I call her kind of the queen of our fleet. She is very quiet because, of course, she's a hybrid electric. And during the fall, we actually show movies on the top deck. So she's that quiet and that easy to transform into basically a floating movie theater, which is very unique. And then I'm going to show you a quick video. I think I have sound, but let's try it. Nope. Well, oh, we do have sound. Well, that should have been a video, but my internet is acting very strange this morning, so it's not, but it'll be part of the recording that Karen sends along. Just in closing, oh gosh. In closing, I did want to say thank you for this time. We really appreciate it. And, you know, at Red and White, we really truly believe that we provide a memory, whether it's seeing San Francisco Bay for the first time, sailing under the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time, but we really love being a part of that and being a part of the experience of seeing, feeling, and hearing San Francisco. So I look forward to welcoming your guests to San Francisco.
Thank you very much, Jody. Thank you, Joy, and thank you, Victoria. What inspiring presentations. I know where my next trip is going. I think I'd like to start wine drinking in Napa. Then I'll head out to Joy, do some hot air ballooning, and then end up on a sunset sail. That sounds like a good 3-day itinerary, right? So, but thank you so much. And we have a little session of Q&A. So now is the time to ask your burning questions to this distinguished panel. Write it in the Q&A section, and then we will hand it over to the experts. And while you do that, I have a few questions here. And one of them, that's for you, Victoria. And glamping is kind of the new black over here. Do you have glamping experiences in Napa Valley? We need your sound on.
Sorry about that. Napa does not yet have an established glamping experience. I would have to refer you to our neighbor over in Sonoma, where they have the auto camp instituted already there. And I'm sure we have some in the works here in Napa, but not quite yet. Dry might, though, over in Tahoe.
We do have few glamping options, but only very few in Lake Tahoe. There is more opportunities in Alpine County, which is on the other side of the mountain.
Okay, thank you so much. I won't put this question to you, Jody. I won't give you this question. The next one is hiking is a big deal over here, and especially long hikes and difficult hikes. Do you, and that's probably also for you, Joy and Victoria, have hiking trails? And is there something that you should be aware of, like except from the wildlife, of course?
Yes, we do have a very difficult hike, which is the trail is called Tahoe Rim Trail. It does literally go around the whole lake. It takes at a normal pace around 2 weeks to complete, and part of that trail is also Pacific Crest Trail. So whoever does that, they will actually get on the Tahoe Rim Trail at some point as well. There is so many, I mean, like I said, kilometers and kilometers of hiking trails from easy to expert level.
Perfect. Thank you, Victoria.
Yes, same in Napa. Very unique. A lot of the hotels and wineries actually have hiking trails on site, so you can do a morning hike at a winery and have a wine tasting at the top of the crest so that you can enjoy the sunrise with a glass of wine if you're so inclined. And Meadowood, one of our properties kind of in the middle of the valley, that's a 36-room, 5-star property. They have hiking trails right from the doorsteps of their rooms, and scattered throughout the valley as well. And again, all ranges of difficulty as well. So it's accessible to everyone. And same for biking as well. We have a biking trail that is underway to be completed that goes all the way from bottom to top of the valley and can actually get you access to the ferries to get to San Francisco and join Jody on her boat tour if you'd like to do that. So biking and hiking are huge in California in general, but Napa and Tahoe have plenty of opportunities for you.
Perfect, thank you. And then for you, Jody, as many of our tour operators are making their bookings reservations through either OTAs or DMCs, so all your products will be available on those platforms?
Yes, very much so. We are listed on all of the OTAs and the majority of the DMCs we are working with, but definitely all of the OTAs.
Perfect, thank you. I don't see if there are new. There is one here, another one here. Oh, that's for you, Joy. What is the height of the ski area nearby Lake Tahoe? What is the height of the ski area? Yeah.
So you go up to 3,000 meters on the mountain. So that's what the elevation is. And the biggest one will be Heavenly Mountain Resorts that spreads between California and Nevada, because that's how big the ski resort is. So that operates on an Epic Pass.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then here's one, and that could actually go for all of you, because you just talked, Jody, about your electric ferry, as we all have sustainability over here. So there's one. Do you offer any sustainable activities like routes with electric cars?
Actually, I've been in talks with someone who wants to do a tour using Waymo. So as you know, in San Francisco, we have Waymo, which is the autonomous cars. So he's been proposing that the customer would take Waymo to Red and White Fleet, get on our hybrid electric boat, do the tour, and then the Waymo would be there to pick the customer up and go back. So it's definitely being talked about. Haven't put anything into stone yet. I think it's a very interesting concept. I think it would be very unique, and especially to San Francisco. I mean, we see the autonomous vehicles everywhere here. So we might as well use them and take advantage of this new technology.
Thank you so much. And I think that was the questions, and our audience, tour operators, media, you always are welcome to shoot us any questions you have or anything you need from us. We will share the contact details with you in the follow-up email tomorrow, and a survey with Jody, Victoria, and Juraj. And also we'll share the link to the video from our Visit California campaign, and the link, of course, to this recorded session. So with that, I want to thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon/morning, and wish you all a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Have a